Hey Woozot, it's Dani. Welcome back to my channel. So as you can see, today I've already been a craft goblin. I've been gathering all of my little things to start a project that came up on our last Glitter and Gators. So if you guys didn't watch, I'll make sure to put a link down below. But Lisa and I did the Grand Tableau uh, with Lenormand, so we had laid out all the cards. And Lisa had these Lenormand tiles, and I had my cards. And so my camera's all way up. I'm like trying to get everything in the screen. Nothing fits. It's so big on my desk. I'm like, oh my god, this is a nightmare. And Lisa was over there with her little tiles, and she was just clink, 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 putting them all into place. And I was like, girl, I am so jealous right now watching you move those tiles around so easily. It's all the cards, but in this condensed space, and like you can like shuffle them around. And the thing is when it comes to Lenormand and even to Kipper, so maybe I'll do this again if it's fun, I really love to do the Grand Tableau, but it's hard to do. You have to clear off a huge space, or you have to do this on the floor, right? Because it is a huge spread. And my cards aren't that big. I've trimmed them down, but like still, it's a lot of space. You're working with a lot of stuff, right? And so I was like, I really need a set of those tiles. So we got to talking about it, and I was like, oh, you know what? I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. This morning, I came in here, and I was like, okay, I know I have some tiles, which I did, but I only have 22. I had another pack. I thought I still had it around here somewhere, but I must have used it or done something with it because they are long gone. I cannot find them. So I was like, crap, I'm stuck with 22. What do? Do I go try to find them at the craft store again? I don't feel like going. I'm not trying to buy shit. So I said, no. What do I have around here in abundance that I can make at least 36 tiles out of, right? And I'm like, oh my god, cardboard boxes. So I keep a lot of my boxes that come in because I'll reuse them in some kind of way. Like I'll ship them back to people, or if I need to make sure something doesn't bend, I will cut a piece off and like shove it in there to create some stability when I send stuff out. Or I cut them up and I do stuff with them. I make templates and all kinds of cool stuff. I just keep them around, you know? So I had about 3 of these, like the priority mail ones. I had about 3 of them, and I was like, oh, that should be plenty because I don't want these to be big. It might not even take me a whole one. Like, I don't know. I haven't done it yet. But what I figured out was that I should have plenty to make 1.5 by 2 inch squares and make myself my Lenormand tiles out of this. So here I am. I thought about, obviously, you could leave it like this and just make it a whole vibe, right? Especially if you have all the same box with the same stuff, or even different ones. Regardless, it would be really cool. You could leave it like this. But y'all know I like a vintage style, like, for the most part. So I thought, I have a whole book that fell apart. It was really, really old. I found it from the thrift store, and like its cover is somewhere, but this thing is like breaking apart in pieces, and it's single pages. So I have a ton. So I figured I'd have plenty of this lying around that I could create a background on all of these tiles for, and they would all have kind of the same aesthetic, and then I can build on top of there. So after I decided that, I said, well, now I gotta find all my images. So I dug through all of my stuff. I wound up finding a lot of really cool stickers that would represent most of my images in Lenormand, or at least like I could get bits and pieces of them. We'll go into. I have an idea. We're gonna see how this goes. We're doing this together, but I have a vision, is what I'm saying. So I found a whole bunch of, like, look, I can use any one of these for the bouquet because I want to see how it's coming out, whatever. I'm going to show you my stickers. I have it on something, but it was like huge. So let me go grab it so I can show you that. Okay. So I have a few of the, I'll link them down below, but they're the antiquarian sticker books. I really like them because I get the big chunky ones. I don't know, it's like Imaginarium, I think, something like Bibliophile maybe, or something like that. And like I think I got the actual like antiquarian sticker book, so I think I have those three. And then I have a few of the little, that's what these come from, a few of the little ones like that. It's like the ephemera and like mystical ephemera or whatever. I don't know, I'll link them. But anyway, they have so many random and really cool images, and they're mostly in the style I like, that kind of vintage style that I like. So I went through and I grabbed stickers. So they don't always stick very well, but I like that about them. So this is a piece of plastic. It's like a plastic folder. So I just stick them all on there, all randomly, just whatever, just stuck them all on here just to kind of gather everything I needed to collect it all. So I got a bunch of stickers from there, and then just in my ephemera that I had, I want to put this with the, I was thinking putting this with the clover because of the luck. So anyway, I had that little die cut from somewhere. I don't know where. Again, I'm a craft goblin. I gather things. Sometimes I cut them out of magazines and stuff, so I never know where exactly I get it, but if I remember, question mark, I'll let you know. But I went through all my ephemera, and I was like, oh, for the man, I really like him. The woman, I got a fox in here, I got a house. I do have a few different keys. Sometimes I grabbed a few, like the bouquet, I have all of that, I have all of these. I'm like, I don't know what kind of vibe I want. And then in my papers that I had gotten, I don't know where it was just these little squares of vellum, kind of like a little flip book. I got it online somewhere. It's some kind of journaling thing. But anyway, they had the clouds on here. Can you see that? So I can either back this so you can see it really well and then like tear it and use that as my clouds. Yeah, I just thought that was cool because I actually found it. But I also have clouds on something else. So I grabbed like a couple of different options for some. But then, for the most part, that covered most of my Lenormand cards. But there were a few that I could not find, that I did not have. So what I usually do at that point is I will go and find the images that I want somewhere. These are mine. I'm just making this for me. So I'm like, what do I want these to look like? Well, let me look up what I was looking for. So like I put in like broom whip and then vintage illustration. I'm like, cause that's the main look of everything I have going on here. So I pull that up and then I start going through images and trying to find some images that will fit and correspond and I can put on my cards. And if you're wondering how I printed them like this, I know for someone who doesn't do it very often, you might not know. When I find the pictures that I want, I'll crop them down how I want them. And then I put it in something like Microsoft Word, or I use Google Docs. I'll put it in there on a regular sheet of paper, and then I will size them from there as to what I think I need. And then it all stays in one sheet, and then I print it out, and so I get, all my images all in one page. It's easy to do like that. You literally just copy image, paste it into your document, crop it if you need to, and then shrink it down. That's it. Super simple. So that's how I did those, if you're wondering. So now what I am going to do is I am going to go and cut all of my tiles out. So I figure I'm going to start by cutting strips, like all the way across. Well, I might follow their lines here, but I'm going to go ahead and cut all that I can make out of this and see how many of these I need. But I am going to cut 1.5 by 2 inch little pieces, and that's where I'm going to start with this project. So here's to trying. So right here I ended up making me a little kind of, I don't know, jig to go ahead and cut all these out, and I numbered them as I went so I wouldn't lose track of how many that I had and needed. I made like 1 or 2 extra, but I ended up making all of these out of one box. So that was quick and easy, and I got everything out of one box. So that was super nice. I didn't have to do any kind of crazy stuff. So my next part is just going to be adding stuff to these little pages, and you will see me kind of figure my way through this. Honestly, I just figured I'd bring you along with the process, but I had a great time putting all the backgrounds on, so I'm going to do everything in a bit of layers, do my background, let that dry, and then start adding on there. So I hope you guys enjoy watching me through this process. So now it's on to the really fun part where I grab all of my stickers, and I went ahead and grabbed some numbers that are stamps, and I just started making cards. Once I got them all set on like I wanted, then I Mod Podged the whole top to seal them in and let them dry for 24 hours. Oh my god, we did it! They're done. Look at this. The hardest part was waiting the 24 hours to let them fully dry because I wanted to play with these immediately. OMG. I legit had the best time doing this. So there are my tiles. I don't really care what's on the back. Back's not important to me. I'm not looking at the back. I don't really put Lenormand face down ever. But it's amazing how well this came out. I didn't know what to expect, but I am thoroughly pleased. So just size wise, so check this out. Almost 4 of them fit for the size of 1 card. Are you kidding me? I can, for show, put out a full grand tableau and not have to clear off my entire desk. So, in order to see all the cards that I made, and to see how well these fit in a small space, we are going to set up a grand tableau. So, I could take these, put these in a bag, shake them up. I can turn them over, turn them all over. and then just give them a good shuffle, and then lay out my tableau. My full grand tableau. And because these are tiles, they kind of scooch each other up as they go. So they're really easy to like move and shift around. Oh man. This is exactly what I wanted. This is exactly what I wanted. I'm so excited, y'all. So now I can have a full grand tableau on my table. I don't have to take everything off and try to find all the room. I can just take my tiles and create an awesome tableau, and I can see everything. At least for me, everything is super clear. I can see everything. I know where everything is. It's got the number on there, and it's got our picture. So number 6 is the clouds, 32 is the moon, we have 24 is the heart, 31 is the sun, 13 is the child, we got our 29 and 28, our man and woman, our tower at 19. Like, I can see everything. Our garden, our crossroads. I am absolutely just ecstatic about this. So thanks so much for hanging out and doing this with me, you guys. I had a whole blast putting these together, figuring everything out, creating this whole process. I just had the best time, and I hope that you enjoy hanging out with me while I do just some wild stuff that I just, hey, let's try it. I mean, that's the long and short of everything I do around here is, hey, let's try it. So if you're looking for more content like this and more crafty stuff, I do have a lot of that on my channel, as well as my memberships. We are doing a Fill Your Journal series. So if you're interested in that, check that down below. I'll also have links to my Etsy shop and my readings and glitter and gators that we do every week, every month, myself and Lisa Papez. I'll have all those links down below as usual, but if you're looking for me, you can always check out stuff down there with my other social media. If you try this, please tag me, show me, DM me, like something. I want to see what y'all got going on. But anyway, thank you so much for hanging out with me. I will be back very soon with all kinds of other fun stuff, and I am sending you all my love. Mwah! Later, Gators.